Welcome to My Time with Glory, Season 1, Episode 2. I'm so glad you're here today. If you're able to, get yourself a cozy warm drink and maybe a soft blanket to wrap yourself in and sit in your favorite spot. If you're driving, just try to loosen up some of those muscles. Notice if you're clenching your fists on the steering wheel or if you're holding tension in your stomach or your neck. Just try to release that tension as best you can. Before we get into talking more about trauma, we're going to do another relaxation mindfulness exercise. In this exercise, I would like for you to remember the happiest place you've ever been. Remember when you felt safe and loved and happy. Remember when you were in your safe place. I want you to create that place again in your mind, in your body, in your soul. I want you to feel that place again. If you're at home, you can close your eyes. If you're driving, keep your eyes open and on the road, but do a little daydreaming instead. So visualize your happy, safe place, that place that you would love to go every time you're feeling unsafe or sad or upset or unloved or anxious. It might be a warm sandy beach beside a calm ocean. It might be a rowboat on a lovely summer day. It could be your bedroom in your warm, cozy bed. It might be at your best friend's house, or even an amusement park. Now that you're thinking about your very happy, safe place, I want you to start using your senses while you're there. Try to remember all the sounds that you heard. What were you listening to? Was it ocean waves? Was it the wind? Birds chirping in the distance? Or children laughing? Think about that place. Think about the sounds that you heard. Now I want you to remember all the colors and the textures of everything around you. I want you to feel those textures. What did it feel like in your happy, safe place? What were the colors that surrounded you? The colors and the textures. Maybe it was your soft comforter on your bed, your favorite blanket. Maybe it was the warm sand in your hands. Now I want you to remember the smells. What did it smell like where you were happy and safe? Did you smell salt water on the ocean, seaweed baking on the sand? Maybe you were at an amusement park. Maybe you could smell food cooking all around you, cotton candy, popcorn. What were the smells? Think of the smells. Hear the sounds. Feel the textures. See the colors in your happy, safe place. Make yourself there. You are there. You're in your favorite place, happiness, peace, comfort, and love and joy. Where are you right now? What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you smell? Just relax there. Feel the happiness, feel the peace. Just sit in your happy place right now, your safe place. Remembering to breathe deep breaths, letting the air out slowly, relaxing in your safe, happy place, breathing in the air and letting it out. And with every breath you let out, the tension just leaves your body. No more tension, no more stress. Breathing in and breathing out, letting all that stress flow right out of your body. Sitting there comfortably in your happy, safe place, feeling comfortable, peaceful, and calm, feeling your body relax. Now, if you're at home, slowly open your eyes. If you're in your car, keep your eyes on the road. We're going to talk a little bit more about what trauma is, what causes it, what the symptoms are, and I'm going to give you another tool that you can choose or not to be your goal this week in working on healing. I'm going to talk a little bit about the subconscious, that mysterious little thing that we're aware of. The fact of the matter is, our subconscious is driving the car. And that's why it's so difficult to be able to break these patterns of thought, these bad habits of behavior that are destructive to people around us and to ourselves. It's because when we were young, our subconscious was absorbing everything. We were in somewhat of a hypnotic state when we were young. We just didn't realize it. So every time an angry parent came home and frightened us, or it could have been a parent that had an addiction problem and had behaviors and perhaps had many people in and out of the house. Regardless of what it was that affected us, our subconscious wired our brains with certain types of coping skills, thoughts, negative reaction. If we had someone around us telling us that we were less than desirable, or we weren't loved or valued, our subconscious holds on to those words and those feelings that were attached to those words when we heard them. And that's why, as an adult, they often come back and they cause us pain and anguish and can drive us to find things in this physical world to dull that pain and to cope with life. The problem is, if our mind and our soul is wounded, drowning out the pain, the anger, all of the sorrow and anxiety with a substance or alcohol is not the solution. It is not a form of healing. It's simply dulling the pain or masking over it for a very short time. And usually it's causing more destruction, depression, anxiety, and relationship problems when we're using these things. So it's important to understand what the subconscious is and how powerful it actually is. It literally is driving the car from the back seat. You may think that you have full control in your awakened state, in your conscious mind. You may decide that you're going to read self-help books, you're going to change your behavior, that you're never going to yell at your child or your spouse again, that you're not going to touch another drop of alcohol. And in some cases, we're able to do this. But the majority of the cases, we need to work on the subconscious. Recognizing that the subconscious is in control, we are able to work in a different way in combating our undesirable behaviors, our negative internal dialogue, and our self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors. When we are very young and we are exposed to trauma, our subconscious brain, our conscious brain, figures out ways to help us deal with that trauma. We may disassociate, make ourselves less there, or not there at all. We may develop our own angry outbursts as a way of coping with what's going on. Perhaps as a young person, you took your anger to school and let it out on some other school children. There are many ways that our subconscious can react to trauma. That trauma solidifies in our subconscious. The neurons in our brains develop pathways of thought and behavior. And those same pathways fire off. The neurons fire off in those pathways over and over and over again. It is very hard for an adult to be able to understand what's going on and how they can help themselves. So I'm going to give you this wonderful tool, this really amazing therapeutic tool that I use with many of my clients. And I know that it works when it's applied, when you make the decision to use it and you practice it every day for a few months. The other reason I know that this works is when I was a young person, I too had some issues, some damage done to my subconscious, my soul, and my mind. And this was something that I discovered on my own in early adulthood. I had just decided to try this on my own, and it worked. And it still works today. In this day and age, somebody somewhere came up with a word for it, which is thought-stopping, positive reframing. But I add a couple of other steps to it. So this is what you need to do to help yourself retrain your subconscious, retrain your brain, start building new neurological pathways for new behaviors and new thoughts, stopping the old pattern and building a new pattern, new habits, stopping the old habits. Every time you get a negative thought coming in about yourself or someone else, whatever it may be, whether it's you criticizing yourself or you thinking others are thinking badly about you, whether it's you're thinking nobody loves you, or that you're worthless, or that you can't do things, you need to stop that thought. So when the thought comes in, you say, no, stop. I will not allow this. I'm taking control. And then you change your thought to a positive one with the same topic. For example, if you're criticizing yourself, you're going to say no, stop, and be very stern about it. Treat that thought like it's an intruder. It's not welcome. You did not invite it, so it needs to leave. You change the thought to, I'm a wonderful person. I deserve love. I'm beautiful just the way I am. My coworkers like me. I have a couple of great friends. My neighbor seems to wave at me from time to time. I'm a good cook, and I love to dance. That's just an example. But you're changing the thought. You can see where I'm going with this. You're changing the thought to a positive thought, and you're adding positive facts. Positive facts about you. If you're having an angry thought, if you feel very angry or frustrated or irritated, I want you to use this tool, but I want you to add something to this tool. You can also add this if you're feeling stressed or anxious. I want you to relax your body intentionally. Find out where you're holding tension. Unlock your jaw. Move your head and neck around to loosen up your neck and your shoulders. Pooch out your tummy, because a lot of us hold stress in our tummies. Let your arms and legs become noodles. Gently wiggle your hands and your feet, your fingers and your toes. Make your body very relaxed. And then go over the tool, thought stopping. No, I'm not going to be angry. This is not correct. No, stop. I am not going to allow this. Whatever the thought might be that's making you angry, turn it around and add positive facts to it. For example, I'm angry because my roommate never seems to clean the apartment. I feel that I'm doing all the work myself. No, stop. I'm taking control here. My roommate is a good person, and they're doing the best they can. I need to sit down and talk with them to find out why they're having difficulty helping out around the house. Perhaps they're depressed or having some other types of problems. I will be gentle and I will be kind. I am also very strong and good at cleaning the house, so perhaps I will do extra, so that the house is clean for both of us, and then I won't feel so upset. It's hard to be angry when your body is completely relaxed. So if you're having angry thoughts, relax your body on purpose and relax your thought. Tell the angry, upset thought to stop. Replace it with a positive thought and some positive facts. Thought stopping, positive reframing. If you have to do it over and over again throughout the day, that's okay. Repeat it. Keep repeating it. It may seem like it's not working, but it is. Your subconscious hears you. Those neurons in your brain are firing off, but it takes time for them to build new pathways. Biologically, they have to touch each other and build an actual pathway in your brain for a new habit of thinking, a new way of reacting. And this takes time. If I was going to give it a window, an estimate, I would say that if you are dedicated and you have intention and you practice this, you will see and feel results in about 3 months. You will notice that you have less of the negative thoughts happening. They're less frequent, or perhaps they're less intense, or the duration is less. They're fleeting. And as you keep practicing this skill, it soon becomes second nature to you. And then you become who you wanted to become. You got rid of the negative dialogue. You got rid of the anger reactions. You got rid of the anxiety and panic. This is one very effective, fantastic tool. But not every tool works perfectly for everyone, and everyone is different. Some people may get a better result quicker than others. It may not even work in some cases, but the majority of us will have a very positive effect from practicing this wonderfully amazing tool for healing. Consider making this your goal this week, becoming familiar with this tool, practicing it as much as you can. If you feel that you will forget, put something around your wrist, like a rubber band, a piece of yarn, a ribbon, a bracelet you haven't worn in a long time. We always notice our hands, so it will be a good reminder for you every time you see it to practice this new coping skill, this new tool in healing trauma. You could put a sticker on your phone, or something on your computer screen, or maybe even hang something from your rearview mirror to remind yourself. Congratulations! You're 2 steps closer to healing your trauma and becoming the person that you deserve to be. Consider sharing this podcast with someone you know that could benefit from it. And remember, I do have a page that has free resources that can help you with psychoeducation and further tools in healing. Patreon.com/gloryofthewest or buymeacoffee.com/gloryofthewest. On my next episode, I will be giving you another tool in healing for trauma, and we will go over some examples of how trauma happens. The more ratings I get and the more followers I get here, the more this podcast is exposed to the public and the more people it can reach. There are many people who are in need of tools like this, so please consider leaving me a review and following